and I have chosen KOTU as my project. Did you know that the old name of Jakarta was Batavia? Why is that? Because the Dutch has named it when they have settled in Indonesia from the 17th century. KOTU or Kota Tua Jakarta has a lot of Dutch side, mostly dated from the 17th century. This side spans 1.2 kilometers from west to north Jakarta. Why Kota Tua was established? Because it was the headquarters of VOC and it was the capital of East India Company, and now it became the historical site dated from 1976 to recent days. The first reason, in the 1967, the Dutch has took over Jayakarta and changed the name to Batavia. They have planned to make this city a piece from Europe. They have changed it by the Dutch urban planning. They have built churches, forts, etc. And they have built the city in the 1650. The second thing is they have planned to make this Batavia a capital for the East India Company, and they have succeeded. They have succeeded and it expand 1.3 kilometers from the 1830 to 1870. In 1972 or 1976, Ali Sadikin, the governor of Jakarta at that time, has issued a decree that Kota Tua is an historical site. Why he has become like that, or why he has chosen that decree? Because he wants to preserve the architectural roots and to keep the Dutch colonial legacy alive. The restoration of Kota Tua, the first plan of revitalization of Kota Tua was in 2004. The first site that have got the restoration was Fathahillah Square, and this thing has kept going until 2014 with the last project that called Jakarta Old Town Reborn. In total, there was a 16 building has been restored, and it has been aided by the Dutch government. Because in Kota Tua there is a 16 sites, I only choose 3. The first one is the Wayang Museum, Jakarta Historical Museum, and the Fathahillah Square. And now I will show you my journey to Kota Tua, Jakarta. Okay, so now I'm heading to the station. Basically, you can go to Kota Tua by different kind of transportation. You can use commuter line, which one that I will use today. Basically, commuter line, you will pay 13,000 rupiah. The first, you will choose the start of the station and then the last station. So basically, I will begin from Palmera to North Jakarta Station or Kota Tua Station. I will pay 13,000, and then when I will arrive there, I will give them their card again, and they will give me 10,000. So basically, the fare is only 3,000. It's pretty cheap, right? Okay. Enggak, enggak apa-apa. And then, so that's my friend. Okay, that's the first stage. That first budget. Okay, the second transportation is you can use Grab or Gojek. You can use the motorcycle one. This fare start. It depends on the location. It depends from the beginning of the location. It's let's say it's from Binus Anggrek. It will cost maybe 30,000 rupiah or 25,000 rupiah if you use motorcycle. That's the first one. And then if you use car, I don't recommend you use car, because if you use car, it will be double of the bike. So that means 60,000 rupiah. And let's say if you go there at the weekend, like I'm doing today, you will arrive so late, because Kota Tua is not because Kota Tua is a recreation place. It's like it's crowded by the people, and here it is. Kota Tua, the visit of Kota Tua is not only from Indonesia. there's a lot of visitors. There are foreign visitors. So that's mean if I recommend to you, don't go with car if you want to go to the weekend. Go with a motorcycle or kilometer line. Yes, and you can use Transjakarta, the one that the big bus that's provided by the Jakarta government, and then you can use your own car or your own personal car if you want to, but I don't recommend it too because there is no such parking in Kota Tour. That's a problem because in Kota Tour the parking are so far. So I recommend you that you don't bring your personal vehicle, neither it's a bike or a car. That's my point of view. And then basically the fare in Kota Tour is free. But if you want to go to the museum or you want to get into one of the museums like the Wayang Museum, Fathahillah Museum, etc., you must pay 10,000 rupiah. And 10,000 rupiah is, I think it's pretty decent price. It's not that's expensive. Okay, that's the fare. But if you want to go to the oldest cafe in Jakarta, which is Javan Cafe, I think that you must reserve one of the table because it's crowded and yeah, it's expensive. It's not cheap. In that cafe, they will sell coffee, any beverage including beer, liqueurs, and yeah, because that cafe has an historical place, and it's one of the oldest sites in Kota Tour. So basically, but there's something that you must pay. If you want to rent a bike, maybe you will pay around 10,000. It's for the half hour or several minutes, and they will give you the hats. I don't think it's necessary, but there's a lot of people use that bike to ride it around the museum or just taking picture or making a vlog just like me now. But basically, you want to create it. Now I'm on the way to the station, and maybe it will take a time to around 30 hour or 25 or maybe 1 hour because the traffic or the people in the station. And basically we will heading to several kind of transit. First one is Tanah Abang and the Central Jakarta, and then the last thing is North Jakarta Station. So guys, now I will heading to the museum. We are going to the Wayang Museum. The Wayang Museum is a museum dedicated to the Javan Wayang property. The museum is located in Kota Tour, Jakarta, Indonesia. It is one of the several museums in the galleries facing the Fathahillah Square, which include the Jakarta History Museum, Fine Art and Ceramic Museum, and Kota Post Office Art Gallery. This museum occupied the site of a church which was built in the 1640 under the name of the Old Dutch. Later on, the church was renovated and the name was changed into the New Dutch Church. In 1808, an earthquake destroyed the church. Later, in 1912, a building was constructed to the Neo-Renaissance style on the site, which initially functioned as a warehouse belonging to Geowehere & Co. In 1938, the building was renovated following the Dutch colonial architecture. The garden of the Wayang Museum, located on the former yard of the Dutch church, was the funeral site of the General Governor Jan Pieterszoon Koon. Later, the building was bought by the Batavia Society of Arts and Science, an institution dealing with the Indonesian culture and science. The institution then transferred this building to the Old Batavia Foundation, when later on the name was changed to the Wayang Museum. In this museum, there is a lot of wayang, or the Javanese puppet. There is estimated more than 1,000 wayang puppets, and it can be seen from the right to the left and from small to big sizes. Now let's move to the next location. that is Jakarta Historical Museum or Fathahillah Museum or Batavia Museum. This museum is located in south side of Fathahillah Square, former Batavia City Square, near Wayang Museum and Fine Art and Ceramic Museum. The building is believed to be modeled after the Dharm Place. The brief history of this location. The VOC built this museum to build something that called the City Hall of Batavia or the study house. The first study was finalized in 1627 in the location of the present building. The construction of this building was continued in 1649. So, this part of the museum explaining the beginning of the interaction from the Indonesian to the European people. In 1707, the building was renovated as a whole, which resulted in the present building. Several features of this present building came for this year, including the portico. The renovation was completed in 1710, and the building was inaugurated by the Governor-General Abraham van Riebeeck as the administrative headquarters of the Dutch East India Company. After the declaration of Indonesia in 1945, the building was used as West Java Governor Office until 1961, when Jakarta was declared an independent autonomy. Afterward, the building was used as the headquarters of KOTU 0503 West Jakarta. In 1970, the Fathahillah Square was declared a cultural heritage. This effort was the beginning of the development of historical area of the city of Jakarta, carried out by the government of DKI Jakarta. The Jakarta History Museum was declared as a museum on 30 March 1974, as a center of collection, conservation, and research for all kinds of objects of cultural heritage related to the history of the city of Jakarta.
I'm from Holland, and I really like this museum. I think it's really informative, and for us especially it's interesting because we live in Holland, so the building and everything is quite familiar, and the stories about the history are quite impressive.
So when you came here, that you feel the connection between your old people when they came here.
Yeah.
So you feel that
really
that's familiar for you.
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you think about what should this community that give something new or is enough for you?
What I like is like in other museums you have like earplugs, and that there's a voice that tells you all about the.
Like in the London one.
Yes.
You
that would be nice.
To suggest that the officials from this museum that give headset or for all the language for the Western people.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That. And I would have liked to know more about the like the after the 1930. Before the World War II began. Yes. Okay. Yes. There wasn't a lot about that. And I was really curious about that.
Okay. So the conclusion. Kota Tua is an amazing site or place to visit because there's a lot of historical site, there's a lot of things to do. You can take a photography, you can take your family, and you can access to Kota Tua by a various of transportation. You can use your own car, you can use the Transjakarta or the KRL or Gojek, Grab, etc. And the visitors are not only from Indonesia. There is a foreign visitors. In fact, I have interviewed one of them. So, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I hope it's so useful for you guys. And the last tips from me, please visit Kota Tua. You will not regret it. See ya.